Our opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Adetokunbo to Middleton. Fires the three, so the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for three.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Kawhi Leonard. A tough shot. Hand in his face, he makes them pay.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
Off the assist.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Leonard to Beverly. Short jumper stays out to Adetokunbo. You've got to get that one to go.
1 minute remaining in the second quarter.
Paul George, 4-2. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot. Hill. Count the triple.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
George to Leonard. Here comes the screen. Here's Leonard for two. Wide open. Too easy. You can't give him that look.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Hill into the front court. Now down 6. Buries the three.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Leonard over to the right side. George, not done yet. Oh, bad pass, and the Bucks have it. Hill, yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from this defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Kawhi Leonard, and he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Straight on three, at the buzzer. First half comes to an end. The Clippers are out in front. Game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. To Paul George. Has a chance. Paul George, 4 out of 7. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
PG lets it fly. Not that time.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Leonard. It goes down.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
And the Clippers able to clear the board. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
And the true test of a team's character is how they respond when they get hit in the mouth. Keep digging.
Goes to the right side. Bledsoe buries it on the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Slams it down.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something, get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Middleton. No good. That's great defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Hat-trick Beverly. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Bledsoe drills the 3. LA Clippers with the basketball. George. Now that's a contest.
As a team, they were on an absolute tear in the first half. But guess what happens during halftime? The defensive team makes adjustments, and it looks like it's working out.
George lets it fly. Getting dirty. Loose ball on the deck. To Middleton. Going to launch beyond the arc. And Chris Middleton, good on the quick release that time.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Tough shot and nearly a chance at a 3-point play. No foul.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
He throws it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Nice step through and the finish, Jay.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Middleton. Oh, nice find for the basket.
And Ed, here's my offensive theory. More touches, more points. This is a fast-paced league. Either the coaches adapt or you'll be left behind.
Leonard. Textbook defense.
In the first half, he pretty much made every single shot. It was magical to watch. But now that you have drawn so much attention, try to get your teammates more involved.
Williams across the timeline. Less than a minute to go in this third quarter. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
George, defended by Connaughton. Deep two there, won't go. Middleton. Oh, good offense, beating good defense.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
Beverly to Leonard. Screen coming. Leonard to Williams. Here's a chance from long range. Smothering D. Straight on three. At the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end. The Clippers have the lead. The Bucks to inbound to start this final quarter. They trail to this point, but you'd have to say this one's up for grabs.
And the new style we play with in this league, all it takes is 3 quick threes, and you're right back in the ballgame.
Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
It's really a dope thing when passing becomes infectious. But don't become overly passive. Still take your shots when they're there.
Kawhi Leonard against Connaughton. And it's Lopez there for the rebound. Leonard taking advantage of the turnover.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Bucks at the controls. Antetokounmpo to Lopez. Fires the 3. Knocks it down.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
And he finishes at the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Leonard to George. The screen sets him up for 2.
The defense should have picked up on that action. That's going to cost them.
Giannis with it up top. His guys down 3. To Lopez. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Lets it fly from long range. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Oh, a whistle.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Giannis Antetokounmpo rejects it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Eric Bledsoe. With that, he's 5 for 9.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
And finishes strong.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Clippers have the basketball. Leonard to Paul George. Now a steal by Milwaukee.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in the playoff game, it will.
Strong finish for Paul George.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Antetokounmpo to Bledsoe. Too much contact, and free throws coming.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
First one, count it. And he makes them both. George buries the wide-open 3. That's too easy.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a 3 is like shooting a layup.
To Matthews. Nice finish at the rim.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
George. Man, that was a tough shot.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Nothing going here on that drive. Deep left corner. Middleton knocks it down. Defender has to get there next time.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Leonard to Harkless. Wide open look, won't go.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Sizing up the defense. Here's Leonard for two. That's what you've come to expect. Your best players making baskets.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
To George. Beyond the arc for three. Can't get the bounce. Giannis in control of the basketball. The deficit now up to 5. Yes, Wesley Matthews. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Now the Bucks gonna signal for a timeout. It's just their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with one more. New blood coming in for both sides. Adetokunbo, the pass taken away by the Clippers.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
Leonard to Beverly. Baseline drive, but he can't finish.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Ersan Ilyasova swats it. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory as they get a